The Lakeside View starts right now with your hosts, Anthony Russo, Judy Ferguson, Renee Dunn, and Chris Pilato. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the Lakeside View.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Russo, and welcome to the premiere episode of the Lakeside View. I am joined by my co-hosts Chris Pilato, Judy Ferguson, and Renee Dunn, and we want to thank you for making us a part of your evening. There is a lot to discuss, but we begin with the news everybody is talking about. After over a year of insults, investigations, name-calling, and simply stunning moments, the 2016 presidential election has come to an end, and businessman Donald Trump is the new president-elect of these United States. Last week, Trump had the opportunity to sit down with President Obama to discuss foreign and domestic policy and how Obama will help Trump transition into his new role as commander-in-chief. Trump also has recently appointed Reince Priebus and Stephen Bannon as top advisors. What was all of your reactions to what has happened?
Well, I was not shocked by Trump's victory. I actually predicted it 2 weeks before, and the night before I actually said I believe that it wasn't only people who were silent about voting for him. I feel that was a big part of it. People did not want to say that they're voting for Trump, but I also feel that there are a lot of people who felt comfortable that, say in Michigan or Wisconsin, that they were been mainly blue for the past few elections, and they didn't have to go out and vote. So I feel there was 46% of eligible voters did not vote. Mm-hmm. So I feel that there was a lot of people feeling safety, and they're like, oh, I don't have to go out and vote. I'm a blue state. And I feel that backlash against a lot of people.
Yeah, that mindset definitely backfired against Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party. What about you guys? What did you think?
I was really afraid of the harassment that would come out of this election, but then I came to a realization that POCs, women, Muslims, Mexicans, we've been harassed from the beginning of time, and people are now using Trump as an excuse. And you know what? It's okay. You just have to be the bigger person. But my biggest concern was same-sex marriage. Mm-hmm. But it's fine.
Yeah.
I was so surprised, honestly. I thought Hillary Clinton was going to win. What's that website? 30-something, 38?
538.
538. Mm-hmm. I went on that website, and which has been, like, completely correct with, like, all, like, elections for, like, forever. And it said Hillary Clinton had an 87% chance of winning. And I stayed up all night. Even though, like, even when it was like, okay, like, I think he's gonna win, I was like, but I really, like, I couldn't even believe it. You know, not like, I actually, like, I ended up not voting because I had a problem with my absentee ballot. But, you know, like, I was kind of in that mindset, like, I knew New York was gonna go blue anyway. But, like, when I looked at, like, how the counties voted, like, my home county, our home county, Suffolk, went red.
It was crazy.
Oswego went red.
I was with you. I thought Hillary was basically a lock. I had no reason to believe that Donald Trump was going to pull. Not that I wanted her to win, but I was floored when the results came in. We were watching it together. Yeah. When the results came in, that he was winning in Wisconsin. He was winning in Michigan, which hasn't officially been called yet, but it looks like he's going to even win Michigan, which doesn't really make a difference. But he was winning Wisconsin, he's winning Michigan, he wins Pennsylvania, he won Ohio by an astounding margin. I think it was like 9 points it wound up being. Yeah. I was absolutely floored. And it's just, it goes to show you, you know, you talked about the arrogance, I think it's arrogance of the Democratic Party that they thought they had it locked in the bag. Now, what do we make of, I mentioned Reince Priebus and Stephen Bannon were appointed as advisors. What do we think of those two guys and the other rumored candidates to be in Trump's cabinet?
Well, for Stephen, I feel that there's been a lot of negativity towards him because he is very against a lot of people, I should say. He supports stories that are anti-Semitic, and it's just, I feel that him appointing him makes people more scared than they should be. You know, a lot of people are scared right now, and to appoint someone like that as an advisor is going to make people say that I should be scared. I should be worried right now.
I do want to raise the point, though. There is no official documentation. Now, there are...
It's his websites, though.
It's the website's headlines, and they're certainly concerning, to say the least.
Yeah.
but there is no, and Bannon has denied any relation to any type of anti-Semitism and white nationalism, white supremacism. In 2007, I believe it was, he had a divorce from his wife. His wife claimed that he didn't want his daughters to attend a Jewish school because of the Jews. That's, I don't know if, again, he has outright denied that claim.
It's just scary, honestly.
It's unpredictable, and I think we could say that about this entire election.
I don't really know too much about the people that he's appointed, like, ones you mentioned. But the one, I have, done a little bit of research about Mike Pence. Mm-hmm. And he's, it's weird because it's, I feel like a lot of people, like Donald Trump because he was so, anti the system. But, he ends up, choosing these people that are, so heavily involved. I mean, I get it, he needs to have people that are involved in government, but, I don't know.
I feel like with Mike Pence, that just brings more worry because he's very anti-gay. He's very anti a lot of people, and he's very conservative. So that brings a lot of worry to people who are liberal, and it just increases the worry. I don't think there's really anything to calm people down right now.
I think the whole thing was rigged.
I love this. What is this?
Donald Trump, it works. I gotta try it.
The hand gestures are like his mantra.
It was bigly rigged.
It was bigly rigged.
I agree. I very agree.
I think it's ironic when you think about Pence's LGBT stances. Very conservative, I would say. Donald Trump, he's actually sort of been kind of the most pro-LGBT Republican nominee.
Right.
I mean, I think it's a bit ironic. Oh my gosh, we have so much more to talk about. Please stick around. We have more topics up next, so stay tuned to the Lakeside View.
Hey man, can you hold that? Thanks, Golden 5. Hey man, don't I know you from somewhere?
Yeah, I host a show called The Playing Field, a sports debate show on Sundays in WTOP 10 from 11 p.m. to midnight. It's a great show, maybe you know me from that.
No, that's definitely not it. Wait. You really got dancing with my girl at that party last weekend. Oh, what's up, buddy? Funny running into you here. Oh yeah, you're stuck with me now, buddy. Oh. Yeah, sure seems okay.
You don't think the Knicks can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year?
Nah, there's way too many teams for them to have to go through. By the way, do you got any toilet paper?
Miami, we're going to have an off year, but there's no way we're going to be worse than the Brooklyn Nets.
Nah, man, that Jeremy Lin Brook Lopez combination is going to be deadly.
Man, you're not even going to be better than these butter snap pretzels, man.
Zay dunks this from the free throw line. MJ's best player of all time.
I bet.
I knew he could do it.
Watch the fast break on WTOP.
Want to watch a movie? Go to WTOP10.com and select Movies on Demand. You can find some of your old favorites and some new ones too. And it's free on campus.
Welcome back. Just a week after several states legalized the recreational use of marijuana, a new study reveals marijuana may weaken the heart muscles, most notably in young men. Researchers from St. Luke's University Hospital Network compared over 33,000 patients with stress cardiomyopathy, a sudden temporary weakening of the heart muscle. Symptoms can include chest pain, dizziness, and shortness of breath. What do we make of the new study that's been released?
I think it's very questionable, the timing, considering a few states have made it legal. And I just feel that the study is now just somehow coming out. I saw that it was going on for a year or two, but I just feel like right now that it's coming out right after, it was within a week after the election for voting in marijuana for recreational use. I just think it's very odd, the timing of this whole aspect of it.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify, 4 states legalized it: California, Maine, Massachusetts, and Nevada. Arizona had it on the ballot. They rejected it outright. What about you guys? What do you think of this?
I think it's just like any over-the-counter pill prescription. You know, these pills come with side effects such as diarrhea, yellow skin, you name it, they got it. And I think just because it potentially, not even, you know, certified that it has this side effect, you know, people should still take it, because people still take these random pills that do random things. People take chances every day. So why not? You know?
Yeah, I agree. And also, like, I don't know, I feel like there's been so much, I feel like even though it hasn't really been legalized, just like through, you know, it being legalized medically, there's been so many different studies on that. So, like, I don't know, I've definitely learned, especially after this election, that when you read a news article or about a study, you have to read more than one of them.
Yeah.
And also, like, you have to see, like, what people say about this. Like, you know, 33,000 people, like, that's, like, a decent, that's a lot of people, but, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know, like, you know, where it was, like, you know, the condition of the patients, you know, if they had, like, good diet, good exercise. It's, like, you're not, I don't know.
It was very vague. Like,
yeah,
what
it's
they
really
put
vague.
out was vague.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
I feel like there's also other factors, like what are you smoking it out of? Is it a bong? Is it paper? Are you rolling it up
or what are
with
you smoking it
leaf?
for? Like, is it for a medical thing? Like, you know, if you have, like, a seizure and you smoke it, then, like, that's a side effect. Like, well, you're not having a seizure, so.
Yeah. I also have to say that these side effects are very, very small compared to other main medications that we all take. Like, there are some pills that can cause death. So I feel that, you know, these few side effects, the benefits definitely outweigh these side effects. I just don't agree that this should be bad.
And I think the key comparison for me is we have cigarettes.
Yeah.
Cigarettes have no positives other than, you know, being there to supplement the addiction of an individual.
Yeah.
They have no medical benefits. They have no physical or emotional benefits. They actually cause cancer, among other diseases. Marijuana, studies have shown, it's not proven officially, but studies have shown marijuana actually combats cancer and combats diseases and helps with emotional stress and helps with your focus, mental focus. To me, it's sort of ironic to have marijuana not legal and cigarettes legal. I just feel like it's sort of a conundrum there.
I also feel if marijuana became legal in all the states, basically, it would economically be better for us. I feel that would boost the economy, as well as how cigarettes has done that. So with both of them, that would just definitely double our economy. I feel it would do. I feel that would be strategically better to have marijuana legal, but I still don't understand why it's not legal, especially medically. Medically, that. It's such a medical use, and it helps a lot of different medical causes. So I don't understand why it's not legal.
I think if Donald Trump, as the president, made recreational marijuana legal throughout the country, I don't know if he can only do a state-by-state thing, but I think if he made it legal throughout the country, like, I think that would definitely help, like, his reputation and stuff, just because it's, like, I feel like...
Especially among young people.
Yeah, this generation, like, the generation, like, you know... For us, the millennials, like, I think we want something we
I
all support.
personally, and I think we all feel this way, we all feel that marijuana is on the path to legalization. I think a lot of people are realizing there's a lot of benefits there. We move on now to a groundbreaking study on men's birth control. It hit an overwhelming 96% success rate, but was scrapped after 20% of the men dropped out of the trial. The men claimed that they couldn't take the side effects such as mood swings and acne. Do you think the men should have continued this study?
Well, I think that, first of all, 96% success rate, that's amazing for a first trial. This was the first trial. So I feel that having a 96% chance of, you know, this can be a new drug for everyone. 20% of people dropping out because of acne and mood swings that women deal with their birth control, I feel is ridiculous. I don't know why these men would just quit for those 2 side effects. But I feel that we should have a male birth control in place. I feel only having women, it's not really fair for the woman to have to be the only responsible one in the relationship.
No. Sex is a two people, sometimes more, job. So when I first read the article, I was highly upset, as a person who's taken birth control before. I suffered these side effects. Many of my friends suffered these side effects, but after some really good thinking, I'm happy that they're doing it, and I really think if they continue this research, it should be mandatory that they fix the female birth control pills, just to be fair, and hopefully they find something that's in common in both male and female, so it's not a lot of work.
Yeah.
What I don't get is women deal with those side effects. Like, you don't even have to be on birth control. Like, you get like mood swings and acne and stuff all before you get your period. So like, we have to double on that stuff if we're getting on birth control. And it just, like, I don't know, if you like look at it in its raw form, I feel like male birth control makes way more sense than female birth controls.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
I'll be honest. I don't really know what is male birth control. Like, is it a pill? Like, is it like a shot?
I think it was a pill.
I feel like a pill is the most logical thing that it could
and
be.
it's simple. It's like, you just take the pill and that's it.
I mean, it's a pretty simple process.
Yeah. I also feel that there was 20%, who are these men? Like 20% of these men dropped out for mood swings and acne. I feel like you need to find a new group. I don't think you should scrap this completely.
Yeah, I don't know where they got these people from.
I feel like these people just wanted to make, quick money, and they're like, oh, I signed up for this study, and they didn't really think that it would cause side effects. But I feel, having only 2 side effects is like amazing for a male birth control.
Acne and mood swings, like that's the bad side effects. It's not like, like internal bleeding or like, I just find that, and like, I don't know. I'm so surprised that 20%, like that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And if it's a 96% rate, then success rate, then that means that only like 4%, was unsuccessful. So like it would understand if it was like, whatever. So then it would be 16%, but still like that's a lot of people to like drop out for that ridiculous reason.
Yeah, I think if we had the results that 50%, had positive, that it worked.
Right.
Then you could make the argument, well, is it worth it to continue the study if half the men show that it works, but 20% are having these side effects, which I agree aren't really major side effects to just scrap a whole study. But I could understand if the results were worse, all right, you could make that argument.
Yep.
But you're talking about 96%. You touched on it. For our first time trial?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's astounding. You don't ever see trials work that well. The first time I take a test, without knowing stuff, I don't get 96s. It's fascinating to me. And I also think, too, it's important, and I think you touched on it, Judy, male birth control, trying to make that a plausible, positive thing is important, but it's also important for female birth control to try to put more things into that to make it more effective and more efficient and try to limit the side effects that you get from female birth control. I think that is super important.
Yeah.
Ultimately, everybody should be taking birth control with no pain, just gain.
I feel that we should also work in upgrading female birth control. I feel that there's not an advancement in female birth control, so we should definitely work on that as well as men.
Definitely. All right, well, we'll see where that leads. Coming up next, Facebook looks to crack down on fake news stories and what a wannabe weatherman does for Facebook views. Stick around.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What do you think you're doing?
The game's on tonight, guys. Yeah, it's Rangers Island.
I thought we were gonna march through Manchester Derby.
Soccer, it's boring. There's no action. Yeah, hockey's way better.
What do you think you're doing?
We were gonna watch the Heat Warriors game.
I mean, we could also watch the Nets, but Steph Curry.
It's soccer season. It's hockey season.
It's basketball season.
Don't be like these guys at all. You can catch all your latest sports update right here on WTOP 10. Don't miss it.
Colin Kaepernick was performing his constitutional rights.
Recreational marijuana should be legalized throughout the entire country.
Now I can be the next Miss Brad Pitt.
Hillary Clinton cannot be our president.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. In a post on his Facebook profile, Mark Zuckerberg said he'd hope to announce measures to tackle fake news stories soon. Some data has shown that fake stories were being made far more widely shared on the platform than follow-up stories debunking the claims. Do you think that it's Facebook's job to control what news you see?
I don't. I feel that controlling what people see is, in a way, censorship. I feel that if they're saying this, I understand. No, you have to know these are fake and these are wrong, but that's also your part. You have to be the one to determine this is fake, and this is true. I don't feel that it should be Facebook's job to say this is fake and this is real. I don't feel that should be their job to do that.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but people are lazy nowadays.
That's very true.
Which is,
and dumb.
Yeah, really sad. I think, it's a great step forward, but this is going to be a lot of work. People could just write fake news. I could pull out my phone right now and say the sky is purple right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be really hard, but it's nice to see that they're trying. Facebook and Google.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel like I see clickbait, like those clickbait articles.
I hate those.
Everywhere. And I know better. So if it's but if it looks legitimate and your friends sharing it and stuff, I don't know. I don't think it's they need you shouldn't be mad at Facebook for showing the fake news, but you should be commending them for trying to get rid of it, because that's I don't know, especially with such hot topic with politics and everything. You can see people will take some fake news that they saw and just blow it up, whether it's just your friend or if it turns into something that's a lot bigger.
It also had a huge impact on the election. People were sharing fake news articles left and right about both candidates, and I feel that also is a problem, and we should discuss that. But I don't feel that Facebook should, interrupt that. I feel like we should find out on our own.
But is fake news illegal? Is that
I don't think so.
Isn't that false? I don't know, because it's the internet. The internet doesn't have any rules.
The internet's its own ballgame. I think it's a fine line that Facebook is treading, because on the one hand, I understand, we don't want these fake news stories out there that could inspire, there are some fake news stories that are some messed up stories. So that could cause people to do some things that we shouldn't talk about. But on the other hand, I think about, there's a CNN study done in 2014. 10% of the population believes Judge Judy is a Supreme Court justice.
Oh my God.
So
only 10?
If that goes to show, no, yeah, exactly. People are, frankly, people are dumb. And it's just, it never astounds me to see, and again, both sides are guilty of this. Democrats, Republicans, white, black, it doesn't matter. Stupid is stupid. Stupid is as stupid does, as Forrest Gump's mother would say. A wannabe weatherman in Kentucky was arrested last week after he admitted that he started a forest fire to generate attention for his Facebook videos. Wow. The police chief told the Associated Press, quote, he likes to do Facebook videos and have people follow him on his quote-unquote weather forecasts, so that pretty much is why he did it. What is our reaction to to this. I mean,
I feel that this is something that's going on very recently with the rise of internet popularity and celebrities. I feel that everyone now wants to get views. That's what we were talking about, clickbait.
Stupid stuff like for internet views. Like some of them are mean, and then this is like.
It's not even mean.
Really
this is
destruction.
Yeah,
that's destruction. It's terrible.
I have nothing to say. My heart is so broken. Like all those trees.
Oh my!
I
feel that if he wanted, for what people do now to get attention is so ridiculous, and now it can hurt someone. This forest fire could have hurt someone. Okay. So the fact that he just did this because he's like, I'm going to get some views, I'm going to get some likes, and get some fans because I want to be a weatherman. Yeah. I feel that that's so. The ideology behind that is just so ridiculous.
He needs to stop trying to be original and just make some good Joe Biden memes. Like
honestly,
those are
my
funniest things I have ever seen in my life. They are
or
so
the ones
funny.
with Kermit the Frog and then the Kermit the Frog with the
Yes,
frog.
those are my favorite ones.
But yeah, like stick to that. Don't set things on fire, man.
I know. I
he
just
could have
think
set
it's
his
ridiculous.
house on fire if he really wanted to.
Honestly, that's very true.
Yeah. Remember when I said 2 minutes ago that fake news stories could cause people to do some bad things?
There you go.
I mean, I'm psychic. No, I'm not. But I think the lengths that people will go to try to become famous.
It's ridiculous.
But let's think about for a second. This guy wants to burn down a forest to get views and get people to look at him.
Meanwhile, something psychologically not right there, though.
Oh, clearly.
No.
I have to say that. There's something psychologically not right with him to say, in order for me to get views, he associates burning a forest. I don't really see how that's
the funny thing
a correlation.
No one's going to remember this in 3 months, but he's like still arrested and has to deal with that for the rest of his
Oh,
life.
yeah, that's a lifetime.
So
that sucks.
That's the thing about internet fame. Unless you're like a YouTuber or whatever, like it's 15 minutes and then it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
But that's also the ideology that murderers have. They feel that they're going to get their 15 minutes of fame, and then that's all they want. They want attention. So it's the same ideology that these people have. That I'm going to do something really bad. I'm going to get attention for it, and then that's all I want in life. That I can die happily. So it's also a psychological psychological mindset that these people are in.
Smokey the Bear is not proud.
No, he is not happy.
No.
I think that we should all just remember that while this guy's trying to burn down a forest to get views, some woman puts on a Chewbacca mask and becomes the most famous person.
She's my favorite.
For like 20 minutes on the planet. I mean, I remember she got like free stuff.
Yeah, she got free a
met
lot.
the Star Wars people. I mean, that doesn't even make sense to me. She gets famous from putting a mask on. Simply stunning. Well, that's the end of our show. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please tune in next time. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Coming up next is Around the Boards, our very own Sports OP. Good night, and remember to enjoy the Lakeside view.
Want to watch a movie? Go to WTOP10.com and select Movies on Demand. You can find some of your old favorites and some new ones too. And it's free on campus. Watch and enjoy.
Is How Are You Precious okay?
Take out the precious. It's way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go,
You're
hey,
right.
how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.